YouTube really has been blackpilling us more and more over the last few years. I try to maintain a positive attitude because, for me, things are going okay right now. But in terms of the website as a whole, things are getting a lot worse. Hello, Tom Darkers and non-Tom Darkers, and welcome back to the Tom Dark channel. I'm your host, as always, Tom Dark. Last week, I did a video covering YouTube removing the dislike button. YouTubers and Twitter users alike came together to shit on this decision, and basically everyone had a negative opinion of YouTube deciding to remove dislikes. The only people I imagine were happy were like, I don't know, Toddy Westbrook was probably happy with dislikes being removed because she got dislike bombed and then like fake cried or something. Maybe journalists were happy because it will combat harassment or whatever that means, but no one else was happy, myself included. Just about every creator called out YouTube for this. Not that it really mattered because they just decided to do what they wanted anyway. And now the public dislike counts on some of my videos across my two channels is gone, which is pretty surreal to look at. I almost have a hard time believing this should be real. Like, it should be photoshopped, but it's not. This shouldn't be real, but it is. On another note, damn, it looks like everyone really likes Turkey Tom's video about Pyrocynical. Glad to see the community has always enjoyed his videos and never had a problem with them. Well, for youngins like me, and probably a lot of my audience, people who aren't old YouTube boomers, also known as those over the age of like 22, 23, 24, old people are dead to me. We kind of barely remember the early days of YouTube when it had more influence from its original creators, the founders. YouTube was founded in 2005 by Stephen Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Karim. They created the site originally as more of a social media, almost dating site, but eventually evolved it into a video sharing platform first and foremost. And they then sold it to Google for $1.65 billion, meaning all three of these young guys became extremely wealthy from the startup and were then able to move on to other ventures and businesses. And in the time that Google has owned YouTube, some great things have happened, and also some not so great things have happened. Recently, Jawed Karim decided to comment on the way that the website has been going and give his own take on the state of the website. He actually did this on his video, Me at the Zoo, which I believe is one of the oldest videos on YouTube, and was posted on April 23rd, 2005. Calling the removal of dislikes a good thing for creators cannot be done without conflict by someone holding the title of YouTube's creator liaison. We know this because there exists not a single creator who thinks removing dislikes is a good idea, for YouTube or for YouTube creators. Why would YouTube make this universally disliked change? There is a reason, but it's not a good one, and not the one that will be publicly disclosed. Instead, there will be references to various studies that apparently contradict the common sense of every YouTuber. The ability to easily and quickly identify bad content is an essential feature of a user-generated content platform. Why? Because not all user-generated content is good. It can't be. In fact, most of it is not good, and that's okay. The idea was never that all content is good. The idea was, however, that among the flood of content, there are great creations waiting to be exposed. And for that to happen, the stuff that's not great has to fall by the side as quickly as possible. The process works, and there's a name for it: the wisdom of the crowds. The process breaks when the platform interferes with it. Then, the platform invariably declines. Does YouTube want to become a place where everything is mediocre? Because nothing can be great if nothing is bad. It's sad to see that one of the guys who created this website itself has become so disenfranchised with it. He seems to be expressing sincere disappointment with where his creation is going and the direction of the internet. And I especially like that he acknowledges this beauty of chaos, right? Not every video is going to be good or well received, and that's part of what makes, or made, this website so great. The conversation, the fact that anyone, regardless of their talent or skill, background, country of origin, can upload something and share a message with the world and have it heard, regardless of if that message is worth hearing or right or wrong or agreed with by, everyone. Ultimately, the marketplace of ideas and thoughts will determine that. It shouldn't be removed by this arbiter of what is allowed and what is not allowed, which in this case is YouTube. I'm sure a lot of people could word that a lot more eloquently than I can, but truly, everyone knows what I'm talking about here. That energy that YouTube once carried is fading away in exchange for corporatism and cleanliness and, frankly, censorship. This is just another sign of the sad, sad times, I guess. Jawed, I hope I'm saying his name right, by the way, has also commented on other changes that YouTube has made, like their old integration with Google+, which everyone, everyone, really hated back in the day when that happened, all the way back in 2013.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the most loved comment system on the internet, which is Google+. Actually, I lied. Everybody fucking hates Google+. What a fucking surprise.
What Google have just done with Google+'s integration into YouTube. Ever since Google purchased YouTube, They arguably have been making it worse. And worse. And worse.
How did they make it worse? I didn't think there was anything worse than the Google comment section. Like, 4chan is proud right now!
This was years ago that people had a big issue with Google Plus's forced integration with YouTube, and back then YouTube did actually listen, and eventually they reversed the decision because everyone hated it. But I have a sinking feeling that that will not be the case this time around. They seem pretty steadfast in their decision here, unfortunately. Very unfortunately. And this was in reference to the video that YouTube posted where one of their, representatives talked about this decision being made.
So earlier in 2021, YouTube experimented with making the public dislike count private to see if it would help reduce these coordinated dislike attacks across the platform. And after analysis, they did see a reduction. So the update from YouTube is that the dislike button is staying, but the dislike counts will now be private.
The spoken words did not match the eyes. The video reminded me of an interview Admiral Jeremiah Denton gave in 1966. I have never seen a less enthusiastic, more reluctant announcement of something that is supposed to be great. In business, there's only one thing more important than make it better, and that's don't fuck it up. It's interesting to me that Jod seems to think YouTube is hiding the real reason that they are removing dislikes. I guess that seems intuitive because the reasoning they gave in this video doesn't add up, but the fact that he outright says that he thinks they are hiding something is very intriguing. Curious if we'll see some supposed whistleblower like we saw with Tower Dog a few years ago, who, if you guys will remember, claims to be a YouTube insider and reported on the idea of YouTube having a meeting to quell drama content from people like Leafy, Scarce, Keemstar, Grady Underay, and Onision. Still an unverified source, but it really makes you think, doesn't it? YouTube in the past has shown openly and publicly that they are making moves to combat negativity on their website and things that may generate bad press. Their exact motives for this aren't completely clear, but we can speculate something along the lines of making sure advertisers stay with them. Maybe turning off the dislikes was a move to maintain ad friendliness because negativity could cause bad press for them. They did announce and roll out this decision right before the holiday season, which is when companies advertise the most with YouTube and creators have higher ad rates overall, so maybe that's not a coincidence. I can't say for sure. But as I said in my last video about this subject, companies like YouTube just don't inform us of the truth behind this. They're never going to give us a straight up answer. If they did, I guess we would be mad, but at least we'd have some explanation, but we don't, so we're just left here trying to figure it out for ourselves. Maybe M. Plemon will have an interesting video about this soon. I know he's really passionate about the issue as a whole.
I was always under the impression that YouTube was foreshadowing this, because with seemingly every major update they make to the site's user interface, the dislike bar appears less and less prominent. There have also been these bizarre cases of select videos where YouTube seems to be inexplicably removing dislikes or hiding the accurate dislike number from the public. It seems like something fishy is going on behind the scenes at YouTube, and they are actively looking to either tweak or tamper with the dislike metric on the website as a whole.
So at least that's something to look forward to. Very sad the way that the site is going. We as the people, the unfortunate peons of this world, don't have any say in the way that things are going right now, and we will just never really be able to have input in YouTube's decisions. Not much I can do about it other than complain in videos and cry myself to sleep at night as I stare at old screenshots of dislike counters. Oh, how I hate this timeline.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video all the way to the end. A little bit of a shorter one today, but don't want to drag it out. Not sure if you'll be able to see the dislikes on this video. I know some of my videos show dislikes and some of them will only show likes. It kind of depends on the person and the version of YouTube you're using in terms of updating the app and all of that. But leave a like if you liked it. If you disliked it, then leave a fat dislike. Leave a comment down below giving me your thoughts on this now slightly shittier website. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.